Good day. My name is Mike Settas. I'm from the Free Market Foundation's Health Policy Unit, and we are today to talk about two bills that have been published by government relating to health policy in South Africa. The two bills are the National Health Insurance Bill and the Medical Schemes Amendment Bill. Now, these two bills talk to each other to some degree in terms of establishing what the policy framework in South Africa will be in terms of health financing and health delivery. Some of the questions around it will be that isn't quite certain yet is how medical schemes will coexist with the NHI fund, and hopefully we'll start seeing exactly how that's going to run out as the process unfolds. What we do know at this stage is that the proposals are that the NHI will be a compulsory fund that all citizens will have to participate in. How it's going to be funded is a combination of sources: the current Department of Health's budget, plus the removal of medical tax credits on medical scheme contributions, plus removal of state subsidy on employees or state employees that they currently enjoy. And then the fourth component of the funding package will be an increase in taxes. Exactly again how that is going to come about, we're not sure, because the proposals provide a number of options. But if effectively it will most likely be an increase in personal taxes, possibly VAT. It could even be a dedicated levy to the NHI, which either all citizens or certain class of citizens above a certain income would have to contribute to, and that would make up the funding mechanism for the NHI. The package that is being proposed is also unclear, unfortunately, but it has been labelled as a comprehensive package of services that will then be available to all citizens through the NHI fund. What it is saying at this point in time about medical schemes is that they will operate on a supplementary basis. So medical schemes will be able to still exist alongside the NHI, but the role that medical schemes will take will be that of a supplementary one, meaning that the services that they can cover and they can insure will only be those services that the NHI does not cover. As I said, though, we're not sure what this package is going to be, so we don't know where the line is going to be drawn between NHI services and the supplementary services that will go through medical schemes. The services to be delivered through the NHI, the package, once we get to know that, will be a mix of both private and public service providers. And the way in which that will be managed is that providers who want to deliver services on behalf of the NHI will need to be accredited by the Office of the Health Standards Compliance. That's a statutory body that's been established under the Department of Health, and their task is to effectively monitor and measure the standards that health facilities and health providers are adhering to. And there's obviously a minimum score which providers will need to meet in order to be accredited to deliver services on behalf of the NHI. This brings up the issue of what the rate of reimbursement will be and the mechanism. So we don't know any detail on this either. The mechanisms that have been discussed are capitation fees, although it could be a mix of capitation and fee for service, or possibly some alternative reimbursement methods such as DRGs. We're not entirely sure at this stage. The concerns that might be sort of brought up on this is, will the reimbursement be enough for service providers to run a sustainable practice? So those are key issues that we'd need to look at, because clearly if it's not, or it's not favorable to doctors, we may sort of put more pressure on the shortage of doctors we have, which clearly we would want to avoid. So just to roll up in terms of where we are, we've got these two bills. They have been published for public comment. The deadline for submission is the 21st of September 2018 this year, and obviously I'd recommend that any interested parties would do their submission so that we can get as much public participation in the input. The takeaways for me would be that we're looking at tax increases, not possibly a good thing in terms of our current financial state of the country. Will private cover be allowed in its current form? So will people be able to opt out? There are some contradictions between the two bills, one saying it will be allowed, other saying it's not allowed, so we also need to get clarity on that. A key big issue is that obviously the delivery will be by a mix of public and private providers, and we have, I think everyone has concern around the state of public services. Can the state look at dramatically increasing service levels to give confidence to citizens? And then I think the last point is back to the brain drain issue. We really need to create an environment that is conducive to the providers we have. Otherwise, we're going to be left with a health system with no doctors to deliver it. So these are some key concerns. So that's a takeaway for today on these two bills. I thank you for your time.